I know why you're here. You want to manifest and you want to manifest fast. And today I'm going to share with you one powerful tip to help you do exactly that. So if you want to find out what that is, then be sure to keep watching. Welcome back, you guys. My name is Jen. I am a mindset coach and spiritual business strategist, and you have found my YouTube channel where I bring you 2 new videos every week all about the art of up-leveling your life through mindset and manifestation, which is my secret sauce for getting shiz done. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So our identity is such a big component of who we are. And this is one of the things that I believe we all need to take a look at, especially if you are in the process of up-leveling your life and trying to call new things into your life. So identity might not sound like that exciting. Like you think of yourself, I am a girl, I go to school, I have a boyfriend, whatever. You think that that's your identity, and you think that that's just neutral and you're just maybe naming things the way they are. But if you dig a little bit deeper, I'm going to guarantee that you are going to find some ideas that you have about yourself that are getting in the way of you manifesting the kind of life you want to have. So have you ever met somebody who maybe misbehaved a little bit, maybe treated somebody a little badly, and when they were confronted about it, they came back with something like, well, that's just the way I am. That's just the person I am. Like, I can't really help it. You know, that kind of apology, non-apology, of course, that never feels good. And it actually isn't a real thing. So, but this is just one example of how attached we can get to an idea of who we are, and not in a good way, right? So really this comes down to identity and thinking of ourselves as the person who's just mean, or I just say what I want to, I speak the truth, like you can't label me, blah, 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 like that kind of attitude. Of course, that isn't nice to be around, because that person is basically telling you to your face that I am never going to think about how you feel over how I feel and how I feel entitled to behave. That's a whole separate story. But why I wanted to bring that up today is because this idea of who we are is sometimes so ingrained in us that we actually think that that's the way it is. So when this kind of situation comes up in real life, I'm sure that the person saying these words actually thinks that this is just the way it is, and they are just, I just tell it like it is. This is just who I am, and that they can't change it. But that's actually not true, of course, right? Anybody else outside of this person can tell this person that they can change their attitude, they can change their words, they can change the way they come across, they can change everything. But the person who is telling the story of this is just who I am thinks that that's just really who they are and that they can't do anything about it, right? And that is just a story that they have bought into. They have bought into this idea that their personality is fixed, that sometimes they say the wrong thing, sometimes they're a little mean, whatever it is, and that they can't change it. So that alone right there is a completely problematic way of looking. And that is, maybe you can't see it in this example that I brought up about how that could get in your way, but maybe you are this kind of person. Maybe you're the kind of person that thinks, well, this is just the way I am. I have to tell the truth. Like this is, you know, et cetera, whatever the thing is, whatever the reasons are. But maybe on the flip side of that, one of your goals for your life and one of the things that you want to manifest is, I want to manifest better relationships. I want to be closer to people. I want to have more good friends. So now you can kind of see how behaving this way, blaming it on your personality, and your goals are in complete opposition to each other, right? Because nobody wants to hang out with somebody that can just speak their mind all the time and say mean things and not apologize for it. So what that very long-winded intro was really here to say is that your identity is incredibly powerful. And maybe you're not the kind of person that says whatever they want and blames it on it just being their personality. Maybe there's some other part of your personality though that is getting in your way. So for a very long time in my life, I believed I was shy, and I was a pretty shy little kid, but I'm still introverted, but I definitely am not as shy as I thought I was as a child. So I learned how to outgrow that, and I had experiences that helped me outgrow that, YouTube being one of them. But that didn't have to be the case, right? It didn't have to be the case. If I clung to this idea of, oh, I'm so shy, oh, it's so hard to make friends, oh, I can't speak in public, blah, 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 whatever the things were that I was telling myself, if I was continue to tell myself that and continue to be like, well, that's just the way it is, I never would have pushed myself to figure out if there was something more to the story, okay? So now you can kind of see how identity is so important, and now you can kind of see how identity can be so limiting, right? The ideas that you have about yourself can be so limiting. So now what I want you to do when it comes to manifesting, I want you to think, instead of manifesting the thing, instead of being like, I am here and I want to have this money or this car or this person or whatever, I want you to kind of flip the way you think about manifesting. And instead of thinking about how do I get that, I want you to start thinking about who do I have to be in order to get that, right? So this is what I call identity shifting. And identity shifting can really change the game when it comes to manifestation. So really, when it comes to your personality, when it comes to your identity, when it comes to your persona, you are just upholding a certain set of ideas that at some point in time you've decided were true. So the question becomes, what happens if you decide something else is true instead? So to go back to my shyness example, when I was a kid, there were definitely many occasions where you could definitely see just how shy I was. But there were definitely moments in my life where I wasn't shy, where I felt happy and friendly and secure and outgoing, right? So I wasn't just a shy kid, but labeling myself like that made me sort of act in a different way. But what if I, instead of labeling myself as shy, had labeled myself as outgoing? Then I would have automatically put myself in different positions, thought of myself in a different way, approached life in a completely different manner than the way I did as a shy kid, right? So that's one example. So most of us, when we think of our ideal future, when we think of the place in the future where we have, the money and the house and the vacations, the business, whatever it is, you are thinking about yourself already. There's a little tiny vision in your mind of who the person is who has all that stuff. So what I want you to do right now, maybe hit pause on this video, is to close your eyes and to think about that for a minute, okay? Think about who you would be. Think about the car or the house or the job or the hot guy or whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. Think about that for a minute. Just think about it. And think about who you would be with that thing, right? So we never manifest just because of the thing. We always manifest because of the feeling that we think we're going to get. And even more than the feeling, I would say that we manifest based on who we think we're going to become. So why not use that to track our progress backwards, right? So maybe you're thinking of starting a business, and maybe you can sit here for a minute and think of me as a successful business owner, and I have all these clients and all this money is rolling in and I feel so happy and successful and proud of myself. So what does that person look like? What does that person look like? Okay. Maybe they dress differently. Maybe they have a different haircut. Maybe they do things differently in the daytime. Maybe they go to the gym every morning. Maybe they are very more regimented with their time. Maybe they stop hanging out with certain people. Maybe they, there's all kinds of different things that you can think of that probably go along with this identity of this future self, right? So really what you're doing right now is thinking about your future self and thinking about all the qualities that future self embodies, even if it seems crazy, right? Because I know you're thinking still about the house or the career or the guy or whatever it is. And you're thinking, well, the haircut and the clothes, like, what does that really matter? But there's an image already in your brain, right? There's already this idea in your brain about what that future self looks like. So all those little things that you're picking up on, like the different routine, the working out, the dressing differently, the different haircut, the whatever else you are thinking of or seeing in that vision of you, I want you to realize right now that that is a different identity. That is a different version of you. That is future you's identity. And if that was the path to success, if that was the pathway to take you from here to the person you want to be, if that was a pathway literally laying out in front of you saying, if you do all this stuff, you're going to end up over here, then why wouldn't you go ahead and start doing it, right? Our brain is full of so much more information than we think, and we know so much more about how exactly to create the life we want. We pretend we don't know. We pretend we have no idea. We pretend that we're powerless and we're just waiting for this thing to show up. And we actually have so much knowledge inside of us. We have so much access to that already inside of us. We just aren't looking at it. And we definitely aren't taking it to the next step of like looking at it and then taking those little elements out and applying it to who we are right now. That is the importance of identity, and that is how near your next identity is. And honestly, the sooner that you can start really incorporating that identity into your life, the sooner you can start to show up as your future self, the sooner as you start thinking of yourself differently, that is when things show up, right? Because manifesting, again, it is never about chasing and hoping the universe is coming and when am I going to be good enough and all of that stuff. No, it is about you deciding you are good enough. And what do you have to do to decide you're good enough? You have to shift the way you think about yourself. You have to step into that future version of you. You have to become the identity, the person with the thing that you want, okay? It is not rocket science, you guys. It is so much closer than you think. Your next manifestation intention, no matter what that be, is really only an identity shift away. And when you know that, when you really know that, aren't you so excited to start right now? You don't need to wait on anything. You don't need to wait on anyone. All you need to do is take 10 minutes to yourself, think about this and take notes, and then just start doing the things. And it is all so much already in here, you guys. So much of it is already in there. So that is my challenge for you guys this week. Actually, don't just keep watching videos. Actually pause this, actually go do the work, actually take 10 minutes for yourself. I mean, what do you really have to lose, right? I really want to help you successfully, quantumly manifest whatever it is in your heart. And I need you to help me to prove that this works by taking the challenge and doing this yourself. So if you do this, please let me know, drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you guys as always. And if you want to do more of this kind of work, identity work is something that I get really into in my one-on-one coaching packages. If you want to learn more about coaching, come on over to the site and you can apply for a coaching spot, and we can even set up a free 20-minute alignment call to see if we're a good fit. So come on over and sign up over there. The spots are limited, so make sure you grab yours. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really hope that you take this to heart and go do this exercise right freaking now. It's that important, okay? If you like this video, please give it a like. If you know someone that could use this message, pass this along to them. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to learn more about me, come on over and sign up for my free How to Feel Better workshop. I would love to send that out to you right away. If you want to watch more, I'll leave my latest upload right here. And if you want to hang out with me for the long haul, go ahead and hit subscribe right here. Other than that, I'll be back in the next one. So until then, manifest like the magical creature you are. And just remember, as always, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.